Welcome, low ego action heroes and phoenixes. I'm Debbie Levitt from Delta CX from a remote location, and I'm here to talk today, give you a little preview about my book that's publishing next Friday, February 26, 2026, and it's called Atomic Product Market Fit. I would love to hold up the book right now, but I don't have it because I am on a working vacation. I'm doing a final proofreading before uploading all the final files to Amazon, and the proof of the book went to my house, and I am not there, so I'm holding up the sticker. But I'm really hoping that people will get excited about the book and check it out when it comes out. It's going to launch next Friday. As I mentioned, we are going to have a book launch stream. I will be back home at my usual computer, and we will celebrate it then. It will be available immediately in Kindle format, printed formats, and also PDF and EPUB. In March, we're holding a live book club. I hope you've checked that out. You can see it at dcx.to/events. You'll see all through March, we're holding multiple book club sessions because I'm going to live narrate the book, read the book to you live. At the end of each chapter, I will take questions, and then I will cut that up and I will make that the audiobook. My plan is to not put it on Audible because of how much of a cut they take. So the atomicpmf.com website will have a link to the audiobook, which will probably be on Gumroad once I have it ready in April. Or, of course, you can join live during the book club streams and hear it then. But once I stream, I will then take the files down so that it's just available later for sale. So, Atomic Product Market Fit, what's it about and why do you want to read it? Well, let me read you currently what the back cover says, and I'm happy to take questions as well if you are curious what my book is about. So here's what the back of the book says. The subtitle is Avoid Cycles of Failure, Drive Success, Conversion, Retention, and Growth. And by the way, if you are familiar with some of my books, this is the logical follow-up to Customers Know You Suck. This is the more practical, do-it version with lots of new stuff. I reused a couple of things and I rewrote a lot of stuff. So I would say the book is at least 95% new. Even if you are someone who follows my content, there's going to be, you've never heard most of what's in this book. So good news for people who are even fans or read articles or read my books. This is going to be nearly all new to you. So the back of the book, which describes the book, sounds like this. It's written in the third person, so I'm going to say my own name. In decades of consulting, strategy, and change agent work, leaders and executives have never asked author Debbie Levitt to help them fail more or fail faster. They usually want her to find and solve problems, identify and mitigate risk, make teams more efficient, and make products and services more successful. We've been told that high product and experiment failure rates are normal, good product development, and something to celebrate. They're not. Neither is failure squared, failing to learn from failure. We waste time and money solving problems we don't understand for target markets we don't understand. We break promise and we deliver less ROI than our customers require. We need to invest in fitting the product to our market. Atomic Product Market Fit introduces a practical and actionable three-level model of product market fit: macro, meso, and micro, and a four-phase process and framework aimed at success. Learn how to identify what's blocking your product market fit, from bad research questions to false validations to vibe producting. Reconnect with your experience ecosystem to understand the dimensions that drive product market fit, conversion, retention, and growth. Put the strategy back in product strategy and evaluate solutions before your customers become frustrated beta testers. Consider where AI and LLMs help this process and where they'll hurt it. No matter the size or stage of your business, this book is your permission and your plan to try a fresh approach. If your company likes failure, they're really going to love success. Ta-da! So that is the back cover. We are going to have a whole new bunch of catchphrases from the book, from failure squared to vibe producting. And there's a couple others I can't think of right now, but we've got a few new catchphrases from the book. And I hope it'll be a way for people to open conversations at their jobs, try new things in new ways, and especially if you are an entrepreneur or starting your own business or you're a startup, guess what? You've got to fit products and services to your market as well. Product market fit isn't just for big corporations, it is for everybody at every level. If you are starting a yoga business, if you are starting a dog walking business, if you want to be an electrician, you still need product market fit. You still need to make sure that you are fitting what you offer to the people who are likely to buy it and from you. So the book is for everybody. It's written certainly with startups and corporations in mind, but it's also for everybody at whatever stage you are at. So that is a mini preview of that. I've been working on the book for a year, part time, though the last few months have felt more full time. That's why I wanted to take myself on a mini working vacation to finish up the book. And because I have to get the file to Amazon by Friday in order to publish it by next Friday. Amazon has a lockdown date. So that's how that works. Let's see, what else can I tell you about? Hi, Diana. So when we do next week's stream, we'll also be talking about, we'll read some sections from the book. We'll take a look at what's in there, but I can do a little bit of that right now. I'm going to read the table of contents out and tell people what the different chapters are. The book, as many of my books are, the book is divided into parts, and then each part has chapters, and each chapter has sections, but we're just going to look at the parts and the chapters right now. So part 1 is true product market fit. And it's got 3 chapters. Chapter 1, Introduction. Chapter 2, Atomic PMF Model. So in Chapter 2, you will learn about the model. You will not have to wait long in the book. Chapter 3, Validating PMF. So we'll talk about the right and wrong ways to validate product market fit. Next is part 2, and it's called Investing in Quality. It also has 3 chapters. Chapter 4 is the 2 sides of ROI. Chapter 5, Excellent Research. Chapter 6, Hypotheses and the Scientific Method. Part 3 is the usual part in my books where we burn down what we're doing wrong. We take a look at where are we or our teams or companies getting it wrong. Because my thought is, even if you can make a few changes there, that's great. And the book is designed to be not all or none. If you can only do a little bit of what the book says, I think you can still make some great improvements. The more you can do, the better. But I recognize a lot of people will not be able to use most or all of the advice in the book, at least at their current job. So use whatever pieces you can. And certainly part 3 of the book, which is about what blocks us from product market fit. Hopefully you can reduce some of those blockers. So chapter 7 is we don't understand the market. So if you don't understand your market, you are unlikely to have product market fit. You are unlikely to fit products to your market if you do not understand your market. Easy stuff here, right? Chapter 8, stop asking bad questions. This is a little bit of teaching that I'm doing in the book on research questions. Since a lot of people who are out there doing research aren't always the greatest at it, even new researchers. So let's take a look at some good and bad questions because probably even asking fewer bad questions will automatically improve some research and hopefully some outcomes. Chapter 9, internal process problems. Chapter 10, roles, tasks, and using AI, which includes forcing people to use AI when they don't want to. And chapter 11, we might block PMF because competitors move into your space. So chapter 11 is a An interesting, in my opinion, look at the idea that we're probably not the only people trying to solve this problem. We're probably not the only company in the space. We're probably not first to market, and we won't be the last. And what do we need to look out for to try to be the better, more attractive offering so that people don't choose a competitor? Part four of the book goes through the atomic PMF process. So, in addition to the three-level model, macro, meso, and micro, we also have the process. And in the book, I admit that the process is only partially fresh. The process has definitely has aspects of service design and human centered design and the scientific method, because why not take from the best of things? But where I'm mixing it up a little bit is I'm adding a phase to strategize. I find that a lot of the methods that I've seen or heard about or people seem to love tend to be just go straight for an idea and see if you can find people who like the idea. I'm going to talk about a process that's more thorough, so it might take more time and cost more money, but it should cause fewer failures and more success. And more importantly, we need to bring the strategy back into product strategy, because just because you have a to do list of features, or you have a roadmap, or you have a mandate from your, hi, Ana Lucia, or you have a mandate from leaders, doesn't mean you have strategy. So we're going to take a look at strategy at the project level. Whereas customers know you suck, look to more at strategy at the team level, like how to strategically create better teams and overall processes. This book is definitely more in the weeds of how we get these things done. So, part four being about the atomic product market fit process. Chapter 12 is a short overview of the process, which has four phases. Chapter 13 is phase one. Oh, did I forget to? No, I renamed these. Okay. Oh, hi, honey. I thought you were in a call. Um, Phase one is understand the ecosystem, and that is your experience ecosystem. Everybody who is a current or potential customer, everybody who is a partner, reseller, user, procurement, everybody is in your ecosystem, and we need to understand them if we want to fit products and services to them. So that's chapter 13 is going to tell us more about how to make sure we understand those people and the problem spaces. Chapter 14 is um, phase two, which is strategize and plan. Now that we've got some good research and we understand the market, the people, the contexts, the tasks, now we need to come up with a strategy at our project level. What problems are we solving and why? What is going to guide us? And I'm very excited about that chapter because I created a strategy template. And for that template, I've been practicing by pasting it into Claude and giving it something totally different. Like I'll give it transcripts of research interviews I'm doing, and I'll say, look at these transcripts. Let's consider one of the problems that people are having, and I might point out to Claude which problem I want to focus on, and I'll give it the strategy template, and I'll say, write me a strategy. Now, it's not perfect. I don't just copy and paste that into something else, but it's been surprisingly good. And from there, of course, it's yours to improve, since I don't want to just copy paste from Claude. So phase two, strategize and plan, is going to have some fresh stuff that you haven't been hearing before, even from me. Again, like I said, my book is probably 95% new. Even if you watch all my shows and read all my stuff, there's still going to be a lot of new stuff. Chapter 15 is phase three of the atomic PMF process, and it is explore potential solutions. Chapter 16 is phase four, which is test and evaluate. And then from there, in part five, we just wrap up the book with conclusion, resources, some thank yous, and an index of a few of the terms that I used. And throughout the book, not just in one chapter, throughout the book, I talk about AI because we can't not talk about it. But in the book, I try to take a measured approach to it. So, kind of looking at how can we use AI in ways that will help us, and what are some ways, at least by early 2026, that I've noticed AI is not helping us or is working against things or is not yet good at something or does something half right, and how can we get more and better out of AI? And obviously, that's going to be something that evolves fast. So the book tries to take the perspective of, hey, I'm writing this in 2025 into 2026. Here's what AI seems to be good at. Here's what it seems to be bad at. But we have to address this and use our critical thinking as things evolve and change. And I also want to mention that I started the book as a workshop that I gave at a conference in September 2025. And now I am turning the book back into a course. So I hope people will check out the course. You can find a link at dcx.to/events. That is our events calendar. And so you'll find on March 12th, there is a free lightning lesson on Maven, which is just a Zoom webinar. It will be recorded and made available later if you can't make the live session. So sign up anyway. I will be previewing the course. And the course is really going to cover some things from the book, but then more, because we'll cover some of the concepts from the book so that we have a kind of a knowledge baseline. But then in the course, I'm going to go much, much deeper into exactly how I do my work, including using AI, because I know that there are people, especially on the UX research or on the UX strategy side, who are wondering, can I use AI in good ways to really help me with this? And some of you might be non researchers who are being told to do research. We've had some people in the online community who were told, oh, by the way, I know you're not a UX researcher, but you are now, and we're not going to train you. We're not going to help you. Now, neither my book nor course is going to make you the greatest UX researcher on the planet. We don't have time for that, but I am going to show you some of the ways that you can use AI to try to help you in some areas. So the book is mostly about product market fit, making sure we are fitting our products and services to our market. And then the course is going to combine that with smarter uses of AI and examples of where AI is still failing us. And so I encourage workers to come, freelancers to join the course, and especially leaders, because I think some leaders have unrealistic expectations of what AI does or doesn't do well. And so we need to continually reset those expectations as AI evolves. So that is the 20-minute version of the preview of the Atomic Product Market Fit book. As I mentioned, I am still putting the finishing touches on it and doing a proofread pass, and my deadline is Friday. After that, it should be available as a Kindle pre-order. Amazon doesn't allow book pre-orders. I don't know why. I wish you were able to pre-order it so that you could get it right away when it publishes, but the print versions will be on Amazon on Friday, February 26th, and I'll also be opening up orders for the PDF and the EPUB, which I make myself, and I sell them through my website, so there's no middle person there. You are just getting files, and I hope you choose to not share them. And then, of course, in March, we'll have the book club and we'll start recording the audiobook that'll be available in April. So, any questions about the book? We'll be talking about it again next Friday when we do the book launch celebration stream, which, of course, I'll be back home for that. Right now, I'm on my working vacation. There will be an Ask Me Anything show tomorrow from this working vacation room. So if you do have questions, you can send them ahead of time to dcx.to/q. Other than that, Let me know if you have any questions about the book. I'm happy to answer anything about it. I've tried to write it based on what people are concerned about and worried about and trying to do at their jobs, both from UX perspectives and product management perspectives and product strategy perspectives. So, once again, this book is for everybody. You can be in marketing, product management, strategy